Raiders Broncos New Year's Day very well could decide the division or decide, where if the Broncos make the playoffs. I do think the Raiders maybe lose 2 or 3 more games down the stretch out of the last 5. They're showing some signs of being able to be beat. So good article overall, good read, check it out. And yeah, it's all good. All right, let's get into it. We haven't done it in a while. We got time tonight. We got the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, what's good? I would love to see this happen just for my own selfish ridiculousness. But a story came out this week about DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall have talked about, at some point in their career, trying to play on the same NBA team. Now, we all know they played in the Kentucky Wildcat team. They were the freshmen who came out, won the championship for the Kentucky Wildcats. But my question is, with this new report that maybe he'll join them in Sacramento, I thought DeMarcus Cousins wanted out of Sacramento. I thought there was a lot of rumors and trade talk about him leaving Sacramento. So, would that be cool? Sure, I'd love to see it. I like seeing when guys who like to play together get to be on the same team. I liked what the Miami Heat did with Wade and LeBron. I'm not against it. I think there's too many teams right now anyway. Shorten the talent pool, make a few less teams, make more of these teams great teams, and let's have a really good product. My opinion. And then Sacramento also, trading Rudy Gay. I don't know if that goes with the good, but, there's talk out there that Rudy Gay wants to be traded. There's an article ESPN ran that if he joins the Clippers, that would be what the Clippers need to get over on Golden State in the Western Conference and San Antonio. Interesting. All right, the bad. Thursday Night Football. Should we really get rid of Thursday Night Football? Is it that big of a deal that we need to get rid of it? Or should we not have had a game every week? Because too much of anything is a bad thing. Now, if you do get rid of Thursday Night Football, you can't get rid of the Thanksgiving game. You can't get rid of what's been going on Thanksgiving, especially for Detroit fans, since 1934. Now, what I would have liked to have seen happen with the Thursday night game is maybe there's 8 games a season, counting the games that take place on Thanksgiving Day. So that would be every other week of the NFL season. And maybe some of those Thursday games become these games that are in London, instead of having them early and talking about playing them later in London so they can air at a better time here in the States. How about you just put those games on Thursday, let them get played at whatever time you want to play them in London, and then air them here at the time you want to air them Thursday night. Food for thought. I don't know. I like the Thursday. I understand it was money that motivated moving it. It was money that motivated the Color Rush uniforms everybody's upset about. I say get rid of the Color Rush theme. Update the uniforms if you want to. Have the home unis be a new solid color. Go with a new trend. You don't have to have a solid pant and a different color top. Change it up. College is already, broken all the ground you can do with uniforms. So do something, NFL. Catch up to them. All right, this was ugly. Miami and the 49ers played the other day, and there was a fight. I'm getting sick of seeing all this video of all these stupid fights at NFL stadiums. If you're going to go to a football game, if you're going to pay that much money just to go be an ass and get drunk and be stupid so you can get in a fight because you like your team so much, they're my favorite, then please do all of us a favor. Do society a favor. Stay home. Do that in your own house. I'm sick of it. It needs to be done. This brawl starts between some 49ers fans and some Miami Dolphins fans. Throwing haymakers. Miami fans, these guys are big dudes. Not like muscular big. They're just big. And they're kind of beating these 49ers fans into the ground. Well, it comes out Total Sports is reporting that the guy who filmed it said that the Miami fans said they could move to another country, to the 49ers fans, they could move to another country with their Muslim quarterback. Now, not only are they ignorant, but they're showing that they're racist. Because he's not Muslim, and nothing he is doing in his political protest has anything to do, well, it covers them, but it's not about Muslim. It's not about Islam. It's not about his faith or his belief in it. So, the Miami fan, you're an ignorant SOB. You're a racist SOB. And again, do all of us a favor. Just stay home next week. Don't go to the home game. If all you wanted to do is go drink beer and be an ass, you can do that at home. Save yourself a little money. You don't need to pay for it. And that's ugly. Division leaders. We're going to move on to the division leaders. Division leaders right now, you have New England, Oakland, Baltimore, and Houston on the AFC side. NFC side, you have Dallas, Seattle, the Detroit Lions, and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, out of those 8 teams, those division leaders at this point in the season, 5 games left, I'm going to let you know who I think is real and who I think is a pretender. We're going to start with the AFC side. We'll hit New England. We'll work our way through to the Atlanta Falcons when we get done. New England's remaining schedule, they have the Rams, Ravens at home. They're at Denver, home against the Jets, at Miami. Tough slate. Tough slate. Baltimore's going to play them tough with that defense. They probably win against LA. They don't play well in Denver. Denver handles New England almost every time in Denver. The Jets will be looking to get some revenge after their close loss this week. And we know Miami's surging and would love nothing more than to beat New England at the end of the season. I think New England is real. I think they do win the division. I don't know if they make the Super Bowl. That's another show. Oakland. They are leading the AFC West over Kansas City and Denver right now. I'm with everybody else. I think the AFC West gets 3 teams into the playoffs this season. Oakland's remaining schedule, they have home against Buffalo, on the road against the Chiefs, who beat them already this year badly, at San Diego, who is a spoiler this year and could accidentally find their way into the playoffs by spoiling other teams. Home against the Colts, that's most likely a win, although the Colts will be playing for their playoff lives at that point as well. And then on the road at Denver, who will be looking to get revenge as well. Tough slate. I think Oakland is pretenders. I think Kansas City ultimately wins that division. Oakland does make the playoffs, however. Turning things around, like I said, Reggie McKenzie doing a good job. Baltimore Ravens, because of a tiebreaker, because they beat the Steelers this year, are currently in first place in that AFC North. Remaining schedule, they have the Dolphins this week, at the Patriots, home against the Eagles, and then the final 2 games on the road in the division against the Steelers and the Bengals, who would love nothing more than to ruin their division foe's season. Baltimore Ravens, you are pretenders. You will not finish the year as the division leader. I do believe the Steelers go ahead and take that nod again this year. Houston Texans, we'll just say it flat out before we get to your schedule. You are pretenders. You are at the Packers, loss. At the Colts, loss. Jaguars, I think they lose the next 3 games. I think they get one against Cincinnati at home, and then they go down at Tennessee and lose 4 of their last 5 games. You are pretenders. Won't make the playoffs. All right, jumping over to the NFC side. Dallas Cowboys' best record in the NFL. Can't call them a pretender. I do think the Giants have a chance still of winning that division. I think Dallas loses 2 more out of the next 5. If the Giants manage to win out and they hold that 2-game tiebreaker because they have another one over Dallas, they win it. Dallas this week at the Vikings. Then they go at the Giants. Okay, that could be 2 losses of the 2 that I think they'll lose out of the next 5. Then they're home against the Bucks. I would love my Lions to beat them on Monday Night Football after Christmas. That'd be a great gift for me. And then they're on the road to end the season at the Eagles, who would love nothing more, if they're not in it, to spoil Dallas's first place bid or second place bid, or however that rolls out to that point in the season. However, I cannot call the Cowboys pretenders. They are for real with that offensive line. Seattle Seahawks, currently leading the NFC West. Their remaining schedule, they have Carolina this week. Then they are at Green Bay, home against the Rams, Cardinals, and then finish at the 49ers. A lot of those games seem winnable. They do struggle and fight pretty hard against both the Panthers and the Packers. Rams should be a win, but the Rams have had the Seahawks number. Cardinals, who knows what you're going to get out of them week to week. Just know that David Johnson's going to come hard. And then at the 49ers in the final week, I'm sure Colin Kaepernick would love to finish the season off with a win over the Seattle Seahawks so he could make a case for continuing an NFL career next year. Seattle Seahawks, you are for real. You will make the playoffs and win your division. The Detroit Lions. Oh, this one's tough. The fan side of me is pulling at the other side of me. They have a tough game this week against the Saints. They are underdogs to a team that they have a 2-game or 3-game lead on as far as their record. Then they're home against the Bears. I think that's a win. At the Giants, I'm going to take them to win there. The Cowboys most likely beat them. But I'm going to say Detroit goes ahead and wins out. I say they play a 16-game schedule. All 16 games come down to something in the fourth quarter. All 16 games come down to 1 score or less. And they ride that into the playoffs. And who knows? We'll see. Maybe this is the year. Maybe for all of us, this is the year. Detroit Lions, you are for pretend real? Can I say that? Can I do that? It's my show. I'll do what I want. They're pretend real. Pretty much the whole NFC North this year, though. All right, the Atlanta Falcons, last division leader we got. Atlanta Falcons remaining schedule. They have home against the Chiefs this week, at the Rams, home against the 49ers, at the Panthers, home against the Saints. So they have 3 division games left of the next 5. All of them are going to be big games in that close division because Tampa Bay is surging. They're 2 games back. And that division seems to be tight every year anyway. But I do think the Atlanta Falcons make the playoffs and win the division. Going to be close, but I think they pull it off. They are for real, in my opinion. So that's it. That's the division leaders. That's how I see it. Could be wrong, could be right. We'll have to see. Who knows? It's fun. That's all we're trying to do here is have fun, be real about it, share some opinions, talk some sports, and let's get real. All right, let's get real. This was funny to me. NFL guys and their little Twitters, and they want to go out there and start saying stuff about another player and talking stuff, and then they don't expect a good comeback hardly ever. And when they do, sometimes they get their little feelers hurt, and they got to go on rants and talk about it. Well, this one didn't quite end that way, but Terrell Pryor went on to Twitter talking about the Colts punter Pat McAfee. It said, Colts punter watching Marquette King film because of how he was acting after the punt with his strut and things like that. Marquette King does a lot of that stuff. We saw him do the Von Miller dance, things like that. Well, Pat McAfee came back and said, "Child, please. I've been doing this since you were still a quarterback." Now remember, Terrell Pryor was supposed to be the next big thing at quarterback. Had all the skill sets, Ohio State, blah, blah, blah. So that's here. That was hilarious. That was funny. That's real talk. I enjoyed it. Go ahead, punter. Get your time. All right, that's the show. Follow us on Facebook, Real Deal Sports Talk with KP. Follow us on Twitter. We've been blowing up on Twitter, getting a lot of new followers there. Real Deal KVP. Check out our GoFundMe page as we try and raise money to take this thing to the next level. And until next time, be real.